All right, Red Clay Soccer Report, Red Clay Tuesday. No dilly, no dally zone presented by our friends at Kaiser Permanente, because you see all of the bunting and the wrapping and everything. No wasting no time. We're going to Trion because somebody had a big upset. Congratulations, Coach.
How is it going?
You tell me. You're the one that went on the road to Milledgeville and got a big upset.
We're feeling pretty good about it because 7 years ago we got beat 1-0 in overtime there. So last night's win was huge.
So you're at this point of the season. If I had told you that we were going to have this conversation at this point of the year, and you're number 5 and you're going to be hosting Portal in the semis, what would you have told me?
Okay, I missed the first part of your question because something glitched. But if I was at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, if at the beginning of the year, if you and I had this talk that you'd be where you are right now, getting ready to host Portal in a semi, what would you have told me?
I would have told you I thought we would get back to the Final Four. We were there last year. I got a strong set of upperclassmen that have been to the Final Four now. We hosted that. We played LOA last year and lost 1-0. So I thought we could get this far again. I don't know that I thought it would be Portal, but they look like they're having a good season too. They won last night 12-5.
I'm stunned putting 12 on the board this late in the year.
Me too. That's what I said. Oh my goodness.
When you look at the season this year and what you've been able to accomplish, for someone who's walking in the door for the first time to see you play, what are the drawing cards for you this year here in 26?
I just think it's just the team effort that we have. Nobody on my team is selfish. I mean, we're all about the team, and that's what I think that's what we're known for. We've got a bunch of players that want to make everybody else look special, and I think that's important. We're just trying to get the work done. I told them, I think last year we made a big deal out of going to the Final Four, and I'm like, it's just what we do. It's just what we do. We come in and we work every day, and it's just paying off.
So let me have you brag on your team here a little bit, because not every win is an A+, and not every loss is an F on the term paper. So when you have losses on the board, like you do at Bremen, then you play Darlington and you play Model, what do you learn from those losses that you bring forward to help you for the remainder of the year?
That's exactly, I wrote that down to say, I mean, we tried to schedule a really hard schedule this year because it's okay to lose those games. And actually our last loss against Northwest, I mean, we couldn't have done what we did at that game, even though we lost. You can't do that at practice. You can't practice a different defense, and unless you're playing somebody that's a good team. So the loss to Model was hard because we only lost to them 1-0 last year, and we got drilled by them this year. But I think you learn something out of the losses the same as you do. I mean, wins feel better. Don't get me wrong. Wins feel a whole lot better. But as long as you're gaining stuff out of these losses, I think it's helped us to get as far as we are.
All right. So you look at your defense, and if you take the goals scored against you in those non-regions, so it's 5-4. So I'm doing math. 16. So 20.
7,
So 20 of the goals that you gave up in non-region, that leaves you with 12 in fairly similar competition. What's it been about your defense this year that you've learned about that made them so stingy?
They just are some little bulldogs. Like, I've got 2 freshmen, and I'm going to give a shout out to our middle school program. We practice sometimes at the beginning of the season, especially because most of my athletes are at least 2 sport athletes. And so I don't get basketball people back. Like, my keeper now has only played, after last night's game, 12 games out of our 19. So several of my players, I mean, it's some of these freshmen are just come in and they are just true fighters. Now I've got a couple seniors back there with them that are giving some direction. So it's huge to have that mix of freshmen, seniors. I've got a freshman keeper now. I mean, we're just playing well together. Again, it just goes back to teamwork.
The seniors, what's it been like to see them grow over the last couple of years and have them be where they are right now as student athletes helping this program out?
They are being true leaders this year. They are all good friends. I mean, we're a small school, so everybody knows everybody, and they do a lot out of soccer together. I mean, like I had two of them last night that were sitting on the bus in Milledgeville trying to get their orientation set up for the Georgia. They're both going to Georgia, and they were trying to get that set up, so we were trying to make sure we had some technology going, and they're just a group of kids that will do anything for you and just say, what else can we do, coach?
And when you mention, and this is why I like to try and catch up with folks from all around the state, really, to explain what it means, because folks may know in one corner of the state, but they may not know what's going on in Class A Division II and what it means up there at Trion. What does it mean? What has the community outreach been like, and the support and everything there with what's going on at Trion? What's it been like this year?
Oh, I mean, we have a terrific group of parents, and our BAC, our Bulldog Athletic Club. I mean, not our superintendent, my athletic director is also the head baseball coach. Came to watch us play yesterday, driving back, going to ECI today. So we just have a great support group, and people are reaching out all the time. What can we do for you? Can we come watch? I mean, like, of course, my parents were there yesterday, but people that aren't just parents come to watch us play. So it's huge. People get behind you, and I can't wait to host this game on Thursday.
So when it comes to study hall, getting ready for portal, how far back do you go? Do you just watch this game against Atco? Do you focus on yourself? How do you handle this?
We're going to focus a lot on us because we can control what we do. But also, I mean, like on our drive home, of course, I was driving, but I had an assistant coach. We're on max prep. We're looking who's doing what's going on. We played Claxton. Claxton beat them, but then they had a blowout game last night. So I don't think you can look at any one thing and get a great idea about what's going to happen. And you don't ever know day to day. Who knows what's going to happen? We're just going to get ourselves ready to play our game. That's what we say. We're going to do what we do and let the chips fall where they may.
Well, I can't thank you enough for navigating all of the technology problems and all that kind of stuff. I'm glad
That's
that
probably just me. I'm old. I had to go to the phone. So
I'm right there with you, Coach. Marcia, it's great to see you. The great
thank
result
you
last
so
night,
much.
going on the road at GMC. And what's the start time for the matchup with Portal?
6 o'clock on Thursday, unless we're expecting a bunch of rain. And we had the same thing at Claxton, but the field had not had water for seemed like months. So I've reached out, and we may. Right now, it looks like the rain's going to stop early morning Thursday, so we should be okay for a 6 o'clock time on Thursday. That's what we're hoping for.
Good deal. Just be safe, stay dry, and have a great matchup. We'll catch up with you on the other side, okay?
Thank you so much. I
There,
appreciate you.
there we go. That's great. I'm glad we were able to do that, because literally I'm insane, and I reach out to coaches and things, and it's like, you know what? I saw the upset that happened last night with Trion and GMC, and so I literally was trying to figure out how I can talk to folks, and so I send an email to the athletic director, and Jason, the AD, hooks us up with Marcia Thompson. So Marcia Thompson, head coach at Trion, they're getting ready for things in Class A Division II, ranked number 5. They shut out GMC Prep last night, 4-0. That was one of the other wilder things, and that was why I wanted to catch up with Coach and find out about the defense and everything. So number 5 Trion hosting Portal, and Mother Nature just kind of needs to mind her own business. So that's where we are. So let's go over your brackets in Class A Division II. Coming up bottom of the hour, Jason Page from Walton, top-ranked team in the country, and we're going to catch up with him and find out about his night. It was a lot longer in some circles than a lot of folks might have anticipated, but North Gwinnett came ready in the postseason, and it was a long night at Raider Valley, but he ends up on top, and now he's got another matchup coming up, semifinals in the top classification, top ranked team in the country. Okay, so here we go. Class A Division II. We will go rankings, and we'll let you know what it looks like here. So Class A Division II, right-hand side of the bracket, it is Trion and Portal. And with Portal, looking at them in Class A Division II, they are unranked. And so Portal comes through after that 12-5 win last night to Atkinson County. And that was in Pearson, by the way. So Portal goes to Trion. Left-hand side of the bracket, it is Irwin County, who is in Class A Division II. They were ranked at one point, but they are in the. Oh, and you're looking at the boys, John. That's why you're having problems trying to figure out who's ranked where. So let's actually change it and come up with the actual rankings here. So Class A Division II. So it's Screven County ranked number 1, and they are going to be hosting Irwin County in the semifinals. Portal, by the way, ranked number 10. So let me write this down. So Portal at number 10, Trion at number 5. That one's going to be happening Thursday. They're in Trion, so that one's going to be a fun one. So that's right-hand side. Left-hand side, now that I'm actually looking at the proper rankings. Screven and Irwin County, that one is number 1 versus number 3. Trion is actually now ranked number 2 in the rankings. So I'm sitting here and I'm looking at other things, and now they've been upgraded to number 2. So Trion at number 2, Portal at number 10, Screven at number 1, Irwin County at number 3. That's Class A D2. That is Class A D2 girls. Irwin County at Screven, and Trion is hosting Portal. It's Class A Division II. Now, and then after Jason Page will go over the brackets on the boys' side, what to anticipate, start times, and all that kind of stuff. So I'll put that over there. All right, so that's Class A Division II. Class A Division I is, of course, not in order. So Class A Division I in the rankings, we are waiting still on one matchup, and it's Fannin and Lamar. And so that is the only outstanding precinct in Class A Division I. So Class A Division I, model top ranked. We get to catch up with the boys coach, Donnie Mendentz, this morning. Lauren James, top ranked. They knocked off Jeff Davis. That game was on the network last night. Jason was there at Model for Model shutout victory over Jeff Davis. Model and Ace Charter. So they are top ranked Model. Ace Charter is higher in the power rankings. And so Ace Charter is ranked number 2 in the rankings from our friends at Scoreboard. So number 1 is at number 2 because of power rankings. So Models at Ace Charter. Ace Charter shuts out Bremen last night 4-0. Left-hand side of the bracket, Thomasville is at number 3, and they are waiting for Fannin and Lamar. And so Lamar is ranked number 5. Fannin's ranked number 7. So you could have 4 of the top 5 teams in the semifinals, Class A Division I. So then Division II, or in Division II, Class AA. How about that, John? Let's go there. So Class A and Class A D, and so AA. Looking at the semifinalists here, Pike County with their shutout win over Morgan County last night. They are going to be hosting Columbus. Columbus is ranked 4 in the power rankings, 2 in the rankings. So Columbus goes to Pike County. We're going to have Justin Osteen on the morning show tomorrow, and he'll break down what's going on there in Zebulon this season. So Columbus ranked number 2, Pike County ranked number 1, left-hand side of the bracket. Thursday in Zebulon, that is Class AA girls. Then on the right-hand side of the bracket, Coahulla Creek, and we had it was great to catch up with coaching staff there at Coahulla Creek this morning, and that one was Shannon Coley comes in, and literally at 10:30, Shannon Coley comes in, and he survived the morning show too. So Shannon Coley comes in, they're ranked number 3. And in the power rankings, they are number 2. Union County beats East Jackson in penalties. Coahulla Creek shut out Sonoraville, right-hand side of the bracket. So Coahulla Creek, who is ranked number 3, is going to be hosting Union County, who is ranked number 7, but power ranked at number 14. So Union County goes to Coahulla Creek, right-hand side of the bracket. Columbus, who is ranked number 2, number 4 in the power rankings, goes to Zebulon to take on Pike County, who is ranked number 1. and number 1 in the power ranking. So AAA, it is a lot of familiar faces in AAA. Oconee County beats Lumpkin County by the final of 6-1 last night. Then Johnson-Gainesville, as Team 20 continues their run. I don't know if you can call it a Cinderella run by now. They beat Team 28 Heritage Catoosa by the score of 9-0. So Johnson-Gainesville is going to go to Team 1 Oconee County. Dawson County shuts out Monroe area, and they're going to go to Jefferson. Jefferson shuts out Cherokee Bluff. So Johnson-Gainesville is ranked at number 7, but power ranked at number 20. And they are going to go to number 1 Oconee County and number 1 Oconee County. So that is next week, or that is in next round on Thursday. Dawson County, who is ranked at number 9 in the rankings, power ranked at number 14, goes to number 2 Jefferson, who is power ranked at number 7. Crazy. I wish I knew the math for this stuff. So Dawson County to Jefferson, Johnson-Gainesville to Oconee County, number 7 at number 1, and number 2 hosting number 9. So that's your rundown in AAA. Quad A, find your sheets. There we go. So in Quad A, Midtown shuts out Druid Hills last night, 4-0. BT is a winner over Allatoona, 5-0. And so in Quad A, you have the Region 4 champ in Midtown, and you have the Region 6 champ in Blessed Trinity. Now, I've got to figure out my arrows, but I thought that the tiebreaker went down, but now I'm seeing tiebreakers going up, and we'll ask Jason Page about this coming up in about 7 minutes. So Midtown is ranked number 4. So ranked number 4, and they get to Blessed Trinity, who is ranked at number 2. Marist, the top-ranked team in the state, in the class, according to our friends at Scoreboard, went to number 5 North Oconee last night, won that one 6-1. So Marist, top-ranked team, they are going to be hosting Westminster, who is the number 2 team out of Region 6. Westminster beat Pace by the score of 3-1 last night. So Westminster, who is ranked number 3, goes to number 1 Marist. And then it is Midtown at number 4, BT at number 2. And once again, we'll figure out the H because the the H on the GHSA brackets is giving me conflicting conflicting information as to who is the H and who is not, because I thought the H was heading downward, but apparently it's heading upward in some brackets. So we'll find out what the lowdown is there when it comes to the classes where we have these matchups like this. Okay, 5A, Roswell in overtime beat number 1 Riverwood last night. So it was number 1 Riverwood, number 2 Roswell, number 2 Roswell comes through. And Roswell, as the 7A region champ, is going to take on Chamblee, who is the Region 4 champ. And Chamblee is ranked at number 7. But once again, I thought things moved down, but GHSA is saying that they're moving up in the bracket. So if it's a tie, it goes north. So right now, Chamblee and Roswell, number 2, number 7. Greenbrier and Pope is on the right-hand side. We're going to catch up with Rob Houston on the morning show tomorrow about 9:35. And he will be on after their win over Lassiter. So Greenbrier, who is ranked at number 6, is going to host Pope because Pope is the ranked number 5 team after coming up from number 10. But Pope is the 3 seed out of Region 6, and Greenbrier is your Region 1 champ. So Pope is going to go to Greenbrier. Everything going through Greenbrier so far this season for the Wolfpack. And so we'll keep an eye on it. Chamblee and Roswell on the left, Pope at Greenbrier's on the right. Once again, that is coming up in 2 days' time on Thursday. And quick reminder, there is a red clay tomorrow, and there is no red clay on Thursday, and there's no morning show on Thursday. We may have a power hour in the afternoon because we are all at the groundbreaking ceremony for the National Training Center. And so we'll be there and have reports from there as the day goes along. Might have a power hour in the afternoon, but we got to figure out our destination on Thursday, and we won't have any programming Thursday because we're all going to be at the groundbreaking getting material for you in a news gathering sense. So 6A girls, and it is Denmark and West Forsyth. on the left-hand side. If you missed the broadcast last night, Maddie was on the call for Brookwood and West Forsyth, and you end up with West Forsyth, who is ranked number 3 in the scoreboard rankings, and Brookwood, who is ranked number 2. Both teams ranked in the top 6 nationally. One goal was a difference, a golazo from 40, and it was a free kick in like the 38th minute of the first half, and that's all that West Forsyth needed. Jason Galt's going to join us tomorrow at noon on Red Clay, and we will break things down with him and what he learned after the match last night as he gets ready for hosting Denmark, which is another rivalry up in that part of Georgia. Both teams in Forsyth County about 6 miles apart, and I think Highway 9 probably separates the two from their geographies. So Denmark travels to West Forsyth. Denmark comes all the way in as a 4 seed, all the way through Region 6. They're knocked off Buford last night in PKs, 1-1 after 80, 90, and 100. Goes to PKs. Denmark gets the win. West Forsyth wins 1-0. West Forsyth and Denmark is going to be on the left-hand side of the bracket. Denmark currently ranked number 8 in the scoreboard ranking, so number 8 at number 3, and then Harrison and Walton. And like I said, this is how we'll catch up with Jason and find out the latest, because they're both number 1 seeds. Walton is your Region 5 champ. Harrison is your Region 3 champ. Harrison went down to the coast, beat Richmond Hill last night 2-1. Walton beat North Gwinnett 2-1. Great season for Ryan Burkhart, North Gwinnett, the 3 seed out of Region 7. So Walton and Harrison, once again, they're 2 number 1 seeds. So we will find out from Jason what the verbiage is. Is it heading down with the ties or heading up with the ties? Is it going to be at Harrison on Thursday? So that leaves us with the private side. And in the private rankings, it is where are my private rankings? Here we go. Private rankings. It is Holy Innocents, who beat Hebron Christian at Hebron last night 6-2. So Holy Innocents, who is ranked number 4 in the scoreboard poll and number 9 in the power rankings, gets to travel to GAC, who is team number 5 and team number 5. So number 4, Holy Innocents, goes to number 5, GAC. GAC shut up Paideia 2-0. Lovett and Wesleyan on the right-hand side of the bracket. Lovett beat Whitfield Academy by the score of 4-1 last night. So Lovett, who is ranked number 2, is going to go to Wesleyan, who is ranked number 1 and power ranked number 2. So Wesleyan, after shutting out Trinity Christian 6-0, it is Lovett at Wesleyan, Holy Innocents at GAC in your power rankings. And so that is the breakdown of everything on the girls' side as we get ready for start times and all of that. And so it was great to catch up with Marcia Thompson up in Trion as they get ready. They had the big upset last night over GMC Prep, and they get to host Portal early evening on Thursday on the girls' side. So that's your rundown of all the girls' brackets. When we catch up with Jason, we'll find out what it's been like for him this season as we work our way into those matchups. But at the same time, obviously, we're looking forward to semifinals and trying to plot and plan and all that kind of stuff. So it's been a hot and heavy season in a bunch of different ways. But it was great to catch up with Coach Thompson after their big upset, having to travel to Milledgeville to get it, and then driving all the way home, coming back for class, coming back for all the things, and that's where we are. So we had wrapped up with our discussion and brackets and bracketology in 6A. So that means we bring in somebody who is attached to these brackets in 6A. We go to Walton, we go to Raider Valley, we catch up with Jason Page. How are you?
Hey, doing well. Got a good night's sleep.
I was going to ask you about what that was like, because we knew that this was going to be with you and Ryan. We knew it was going to be a knockdown, drag out 15 rounder.
Yeah.
And it went for a while, 75 minutes, and it was there. But then you got that moment late. So break it down for me. What'd you see?
We knew North Gwinnett was going to be a physical team. We also knew that they had a number of athletes that were quick, good on the ball, and that could cause some problems for us. And kudos to them. Strong team. They came out and gave us a real fight. We knew that they would sit off. At least that's what we figured they would do, and they did a really good job of making things difficult for the midfield. So yeah, we at halftime we talked about it, we discussed it, and then in the second half, we seemed to bring it together and create some good opportunities. I mean, we felt like the most of the game that we had pretty much been able to control and kind of dictate what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
We were falling a little short on the execution side. I think that will be part of our discussion today and tomorrow leading into the Harrison matchup.
When you take these mental notes and then you put them wherever you put them, are you the kind of coach in a deep playoff run? Do you keep your practices at the same level of, let's just say, 88% capacity or whatever, or do you dial it back a little bit, knowing that it's a bunch of important matches in a short period of time, 2 big matches in a week? Do you dial it down in the postseason? Do you keep it constant? How do you handle this?
In all honesty, it depends on how we're performing and what kind of opponent we're going to face. Generally speaking, there does need to be a rest period. We do like to do stretching sessions, which are important. It gives a chance for the girls to take a break, not just from the athletic grind, but the academic grind, because for whatever reason, female soccer players really seem to be doing very well in the classroom. So I have a number of them that are taking AP exams right now. So there is the academic stress that's on top of everything. So it really is a fine mix. It depends on the team. It depends on what we're feeling. I think today we've already discussed that we need a good intense, about 45 minutes to an hour, kind of find that competitive edge a little bit. I think we lost a little bit of that in the game going into the game yesterday. I think we need to find it again because we're facing Harrison, and that's always a competitive game.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of where we are as far as ability, that's always going to be a competitive game.
What is your first Harrison Walton memory?
Oh, I hope John's listening to this one. It would be the loss we took. It would be the loss that we took in region play. My first year, we lost to him 1-0. I think we had hit the bar. I feel like we had a goal that was called back from offside. But I was just getting to know the team, just getting to know Walton and what Walton was. And actually it's part of the memory is we had a long discussion with a couple of players that came over and then the next memory would be turning it around and beating them the next time we played them. So
how different a coach are you from that first Harrison game to now?
Man, I've never really thought about that. I try to adapt and adjust. For example, one of the things that I've adapted is going into this postseason is ever since we started the postseason, everything that we do in training has been a competition. Everything. Outside of the dynamic, our warm-up's been a competition. The training that we've done has been a competition. I've been really trying to find that competitive edge. So, I mean, I've definitely changed and added and tweaked things. I think my overall philosophy has remained the same, though. That hasn't changed much.
Strike fast, strike hard, no mercy, sir. That's your overall approach.
Actually, to be honest with you, my overall approach is I am a firm believer in the fact that the program belongs to the girls. It doesn't belong to me. Yeah. You won't hear me say it's my program because they're the ones that have put in a lot of the time and the effort, and that I'm there to support and try to create an environment where they can compete with each other and still like each other and support each other. So, it's positivity. It tries to be positivity. That doesn't mean there's never a stern conversation. Positive doesn't mean everything's always good. Yeah. It means that we can always go in a direction that we want to go. Even if, so yesterday we felt like we were a little off. We know that it can be better. We've seen it be better. And we hope that we can show what we've shown in other games against Harrison.
When you are top ranked, I mean, obviously top ranked nationally, top ranked in the state, do you look at that stuff? Do they look at that stuff? Do you put it in file 13, just sit there and go, yeah, okay, we'll talk about it when the season's over? How do you address this kind of stuff?
I would be lying to you if I told you that I didn't look at it. As a coach, you live to see the teams that you coach become successful. And then after they've been successful, you love when they come back and watch the team that you're coaching the next year. Like I had some players in the bleachers from last year's team last night. So one more time, where are we going with that? I'm sorry, I've got 1,000 things going on right now.
I know. No, just when you're looking at
No, I don't know if the girls look at it, to be honest with you. I don't know if they look at that stuff. If they do, I think one of the things, we have a lot of players on our team that they've actually played in national championships for their club teams. We have a good number of those players. So I don't think that we let the game or we let any of that get ahead of us. But just like any other team, players are human.
Yeah.
There's going to be moments where they go out there and they're not going to necessarily have their best, and then they might wind up trying to do too much. Things can always go wrong, and I don't think it's because they've looked at the rankings or anything. They know what their quality is, and then it's up to them to bring that quality every game.
What has improved the most this year within that quality that they present match in and match out?
Oh gosh, set pieces. 100%. I can't think any player on this team would say anything else. We've maintained where we've been, where we've always been defensively. We pride ourselves on defense. We don't like to give up goals. We look at it as an insult, from goalkeeper all the way to our strikers. Our strikers are insulted when we give up a goal because somehow the ball got past them. But set pieces, we have worked on it. We have set a few things in place. We've got a few things that we probably haven't shown, but that's definitely something. And as far as a coach, I've improved on coaching it. You can ask many soccer coaches working on set pieces or long, boring sessions, and it can turn into a circus because people lose their attention. You lose their attention, and they're off over doing this. But I've broken it up. I've chunked it. We do a little bit here, a little bit there, and we just keep adding it. If you ask if anything's changed, those types of things have changed.
So then what do you think you still need to work on right now as you're heading into a semifinal?
Being consistent with moving the ball and getting the ball off our feet quickly. When we play that way, there's going to be teams that are really, really going to struggle to beat us. We have the ability to move the ball very, very quickly. It's just sometimes we like to take a few too many touches on the ball, and that gives teams opportunities to adjust and shut us down. But it's our key is ball movement, and then it's not that it's bad. It's just that it needs to be quicker, faster.
When it comes to this group of seniors, and you mentioned that the program. You are the caretaker of what's going on. It is their program. When you think of this group of seniors that is coming through, what was it like with them as freshmen to now? What has that progression been like that you've seen?
Well, if I think about if I have this right, I think only one of my seniors was on varsity as a freshman. So a lot of these players started in the JV program, which, Coach Smith and Coach Hart have done a really good job. They've been with that program for 5 years as well. They've done a really good job of letting them know what the program actually is, what it's about, because they do a lot of the same stuff that we do as far as leadership building and character and that sort of stuff. The thing that the seniors have that this group and what they've managed to do is they came behind a really, really solid group of seniors last year that started off as really strong as freshmen, and they've just kind of fallen in behind, and they've taken what those players have done, how they led the team, and they've kind of made it their own. I would say we have quiet leadership this year. There's not really that loud player, but they're always out there working hard. They're always giving 100%. Pretty level-headed. It's a solid group. We've got some players. We have some seniors that hadn't gotten a whole lot of playing time throughout their career, and then they're stepping up huge this year. Alexis Edler, she's a really solid player. She was just behind some really good players, and she stepped up at right back and has played really well. Ellery Grant in the midfield, Nicole Norbahesh in the midfield, Reagan Mulberry. She was a freshman. So we have two. That's another one that was a freshman on varsity.
When,
But yeah,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
no, just you were talking about these seniors. Are they all locked in as to where they're going to the next level? Or all of them going to go play at the next level, or what's the deal?
Reagan's going to play tennis at Louisville. She's an amazing tennis player as well. So she doesn't play club soccer anymore. Her soccer is just high school. Nicole is going to North Georgia, and I think the rest of them are pursuing more academics than athletics. I do have a junior, Jordan Gunn, one of my center backs. She has decided to commit to Bowling Green.
Oh, wow.
So she wants to play at the next level also.
Nothing like a little action. I mean, that's some good stuff.
Yeah. She's had a really good season, and she's managed to bounce back from injury and has done really well.
When and obviously, you're heading into this matchup with Harrison. Do you have others look ahead and look at the other half of the bracket and what could be, or do you not even worry about what could be and just focus on what is?
I've already done that. I've been looking at that side. I mean, it's just I feel like it's the athlete's job to look at the here and now, and it's my job to try to plan the course so when they get to the here and now, they have as much information as they can possibly have. That's been the goal all year. Obviously, I circled West Forsyth. Obviously, I circled Harrison, Brookwood. Knew that those teams were going to be a possibility. So, yeah, I mean, I'm always looking ahead.
How much time do you spend looking at tape and teams and matches in a normal week for preparation, or does it increase this time of year or decrease this time? How much time?
It's more this time of year.
Yeah.
It's more this time of year, definitely. During the regular season, I have a pretty good idea of what each team is. When you get to the playoffs, though, they've changed, they've grown, they look a little bit different. They might be trying to throw some different wrinkles in there, some different set pieces or something, and you try to catch that. North Gwinnett caught us by surprise with something last night. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I looked over at my coach. I was like, that was different. But we try to do the same thing. I threw a player. I don't want to say throw. I put a player in that hadn't seen a whole lot of time. And the reason I put her in is because she was something different. The opponents hadn't seen her.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she did fine. It wasn't quite what I had hoped for as far as getting in behind and being able to use pace, but
then you got this matchup coming up. Do you know the when and the where yet for the Harrison?
Yeah, we're at Harrison at 7:00 on Thursday.
Okay, so at Harrison. So
Yes.
the brackets drift up if you're the same. Okay.
Yeah, well, they did another coin toss, which kind of threw me off a little bit. I thought we were going to be at home, but they did a coin toss because we're both one seats. So we will be at Harrison.
Okay. All right. So you will be at Harrison, and it'll be 7:00 on Thursday?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, it's good that I can, track you down and pin you down coming out of classes at 12:30 for a handful of minutes. It's always good.
No, always a pleasure to talk to you. Always a pleasure to be here and share thoughts on high school soccer. We appreciate the spotlight. I think I speak for all the programs. The girls put an awful lot of girls and boys put an awful lot of effort into their programs, and it's nice for you to at least put a little bit of a spotlight on that.
Oh, Arsenal and Athletic. What happens today?
Arsenal?
Oh, and Athletic.
See my flag? I guess. Have I been pegged as an Arsenal fan? I think it's Arsenal.
Okay.
I'm an Arsenal fan, so it's Arsenal.
Okay.
Because
there are times when your camera position changes, and I'll know the Arsenal.
Yeah. It's just that this time of day it gets really bright behind me, so I kind of have to turn towards the corner. Yeah, I would pick Arsenal, but I pick them all the time. So
yes, I didn't know if there was going to be a wild card with you and how tough it was going to be going up against Simeone or not. So that was why. Go get lunch and go get prepped, and we will catch up with you soon, my friend. It's great to see you.
Great to talk to you. Take care.
All right, Jason Page. He's the head coach, top-ranked team. AAA boys. Mary Persons is at Islands. Jefferson is in Bainbridge. Calhoun is at number 5, West Lawrence. And East Hall is at Oconee County. So that is the rundown there. So East Hall and Oconee County on the AAA boys side. Quad A boys, Benedictine is at Marist. Dalton is at Pius. So keep an eye on that one on the left-hand side. Centennial is Midtown is at Centennial, and Clarkston is at Walnut Grove. That's Quad A boys. We'll get you starting times in a bit. Private side, GAC is at Whitfield Academy. AIS is at Lovett. Right-hand side, Fellowship Christian is at Hebron Christian, and Paideia is at Mount Vernon. 6A boys, Peachtree Ridge is in Carrollton. Let's see if we can catch up with the winning coach there. Meadow Creek and Lambert, that's a big one, and that one is tonight as well. So Class A right-hand side, Collins Hill is at Campbell, and Walton is at Buford on the boys' side. Class A D2 boys, Trion is at Atco, LOA is in Metter, Mount Zion is at GMC, and Elite Scholars is at Brooks. AA boys, Jordan is at Columbus, Drew is at Savannah Arts, it is Crisp at Pike, and it is Hart County at Pierce County. That is AA boys. 5A boys, Northgate is at number 3 Decatur, Johns Creek and Riverwood, 7 o'clock. That's where we're going to be tonight. It is Dunwoody at River Ridge, and number 8 Pope is at number 5 Gainesville. So that's the rundown of where we are going to be tonight. So let's get you into start times and scoreboards and all the things. And so let's go here and let you know what is going on the boys' side. So high school scores. Let's see if it gives them to me. So 22 are today, and we will see what the rundown is. So Bremen and Thomasville is at 5 o'clock because of travel. Marist and Benedictine is at 5:30, as is Paideia and Mount Vernon. Barrow is at Putnam County at 6 o'clock. Armurchie and Ace is the same time, as is Jefferson and Bainbridge. Bainbridge, by the way, 17-1 going up against Jefferson. Atco and Trion is at 6, as is Mount Zion Carroll and GMC. AIS and Lovett. 6:30, Pope and Gainesville. Crisp and Pike is at 6:30, as is Mary Persons and Islands. 19-1 playing 19-2. Strong matchup, upper left-hand corner. Jasper County is at 17-3 model. That's at 7 o'clock. I think that one got pushed to a little earlier. Then you have Hebron Christian, Fellowship Christian. That's at 7. Also at 7, Northgate Decatur. Peachtree Ridge at 18-2-1. Carrollton. Dunwoody and River Ridge. Jordan and Columbus. Clarkston, Walnut Grove in the eastern sections outside of Atlanta is at 7:30. Walton and Buford is also at 7:30. So that's the rundown of all the games. That's the rundown of all the things. And that is the official rundown of all the stuff. So when we come back tomorrow, we'll find out who won, and we'll keep an eye on all of those things and those matchups that are attached. We do have the bat signal out to a couple of coaches that won yesterday. We'll see if they can join us on Red Clay tomorrow. Justin Osteen from Pike County joining the morning show at 9:05. Rob Husted from Greenbrier joining us at 9:35. Jason Galt from West Forsyth joining Red Clay, batting leadoff at noon tomorrow. Remember, no Red Clay Thursday, no morning show Thursday, because we're at the groundbreaking of the National Training Center. So that's going to do it for another go-round of the Red Clay Soccer Report, presented by our friends at Kaiser Permanente, because they're right there. And thanks to Jason Page, and thanks to Marcia Thompson from Walton and Trion for joining us and hanging out with us here on the show. Thanks to all of you guys for hanging out with us as well. Play it safe, everybody. Mucha platial. Since it is the end of the show, remember, 7 o'clock tonight, on a little before, it is Riverwood hosting Johns Creek, number 1 at number 4 in the classification. So for everybody here, be 5A soccer tonight. Looking forward to it. And thanks to our friends at Riverwood for letting us come to Hoskins Stadium and let you tell that story. Then we'll talk about it again tomorrow on the morning show and on Red Clay. Mucha platial. Play it safe. Since it is the end of the show, that means I get to do this. We'll see you in a bit.